Hey guys, welcome back. My goodness, there's a lot of people here. Holy moly, Philip, Phosphorus, Tooth, Frost, Bristly, Jedi Time Lord, Penge, welcome. Oh, this'll be fascinating. No one else knows this except Bristly, but I've been up since 5 a.m. doing YouTube stuff, so I'm very tired right now. Bobcat, welcome. Games, Philip, Michael, welcome. Oh, goodness. Thank goodness it's RimWorld. This is 1.1, by the way. I did upgrade to 1.1. Well, I didn't upgrade anything. It's just, 1.1 happened. Spoon, welcome. So this is 1.1. There's not, a huge amount of changes. Yeah, 5 a.m., Penge, 5 a.m. Talk to Bristly, man. Talk to Bristly about that. Yeah, I am still going, Bristly. I stopped recording with you and then immediately started recording all my own stuff and then frantically edited down Crossroads Inn for tonight with technical difficulties that I can't even begin to describe. It's been a day. It's been a heck of a day. Absolutely someone needs to get Dave some coffee. That is the best idea I've ever heard, Bobcat. Ray, welcome. What happened at 5 a.m.? 5 a.m. I was recording with Bristly Stranger. So we were doing some stuff together. We should have that up tomorrow if I'm not dead by then. So if I haven't keeled over and died between now and then, hopefully that will be up. So hi, Frost, welcome. So, if you're looking for overtired, burdening on insanity, Dave, you've come to the right place. Let me assure you of that. Should we be doing anything in RimWorld? Probably not. I'm sure it's all perfectly fine. Oh, the kitty is hurt. Is someone going to take care of the kitty? What was the kitty's problem? The kitty was bitten by a bunny. Oh dear. That does happen. That totally does happen. Right. Things. And then my other technical difficulty was OBS was being kind of a pain in the neck today, which is why we don't have the chat on screen, because it's not being cooperative, and I just didn't have time to figure out what the problem was. I had about 10 minutes to spare getting Crossroads Inn rendered down and ready for upload, and then I'm just going to have to throw it on upload when I'm done with this. So Crossroads Inn will be a little late tonight. Can cats become were-rabbits? Would it then be a cat rabbit? A rabbit kitty? A kitty rab? I don't know. Yeah, Penge. So, Bristly and I did some stuff together. It was fun. We tried to do more stuff, but we were having more. It's just been a day of technical difficulties. That's been my entire day from start to finish. Wow, now that I think about it, it really has. It's just been one technical issue after another. But there it is. Oh, right. This is a thing I've noticed. I'm no expert. Lord knows nobody's tuned into the wee hours for competent gameplay. But I've noticed that with the 1.1, things are a little glitchy. So I feel they're going to have a problem refueling this, because I've had this problem. Jedi, just for giggles, try refueling that. I don't think you're going to be able to. I don't think you will, because I might have to delete that and put it back, which is fine. We can disassemble that and put it all back together. It'll be totally fine. But, who's having heat stroke? Kamba. Yeah, I'm sure that's fine. Just, it's a little warm out. Alright, does this thing actually have fuel in it? Yes. Yes, it does. Okay. Ooh, a quest. A new quest, Lou's Rescue, 23 days. Lou can go to heck. We're not going after Lou. Have you liked and watched yourself? No, I haven't. Hang on. Everything stop. I need to go do that. Right. Go to me, and then go to where I am, and then go to the like button. Yay! All right, I have officially done that now, Ray. I have totally done that. Willow says there's going to be a collab with Penge. No, there's going to be a collab with Bristly Stranger. I'm always up for a collaboration with, well, virtually anyone, really. But yeah, Penge, no, it is actually Bristly Stranger. So we do both have a little bit of a penchant, if you will, for turn-based tactical stuff. But, so we did some of that. Bill Complete, we made chem fuel. Excellent. If I stop speaking English at any point and start speaking in tongues, just assume that's over-exhaustion. How is Kit doing? Excellent question. Are you contributing to the general welfare of the colony, Kit? Because you are on shaky ground. you are on very shaky ground. I very much want to harvest your organs. Ironically, you're the most talented doctor we have, and therefore the person most qualified to harvest those organs is you. If you could self-harvest, that would be great, but I don't think you can. So we're going to weigh Kit's worth. Kit is an extraordinary doctor. 18 medical skill. Actually, Kit doesn't do much, but whatever Kit does, Kit's really good at. Intellectual 15, animals 11. You can punch things real good, although you're so darn slow, I don't know that you'd ever get a chance to. Organ harvesting, isn't that how the book's World War Z starts? Yeah, probably. Davish is like Simlish, Mishu Nu. That made perfect sense to me. That's really disturbing that made perfect sense to me. It probably shouldn't. How's the Hall of the Dead looking these days? Looking delightful. Looking absolutely delightful. Yeah, the torches have the red X over them. This just does seem to be a bit of a glitch I've found with 1.1, is that the red X's won't go away. They're saying they're not fueled, but they totally are. And some of them will not accept fuel. Like, this is totally fueled. I mean, it's not got a lot of fuel, but it's totally fueled. Anyway, we'll sort a collab soon. I have a week off soon, so we'll get something planned. Yeah, absolutely. You know I'm always up for that. Possibly, I don't know if I'll get up at 5 o'clock in the morning again to do it, or if I do, I won't plan anything else for the day. But of course, I said to myself, hey, 5 a.m., when I'm done with Bristly, I can just do all of my own recordings, and I'll have plenty of time during the day. No, it's just one technical problem after another. Oh, Lord. And I may as well have just set fire to my computer. I was having so many issues. Games is harvesting organs. Right now? Like, are you working in a hospital doing that? Because I'm going to tell you, dude, you probably shouldn't be watching YouTube while you're harvesting organs. That seems distracting. That seems like you should probably pay attention to that kind of thing. Beware of errant teas and coffees. Yeah, it's all about the coffee. I really need more coffee. I need more coffee right now. I don't have anyone to bring me coffee. I'm all alone up here. A rabbit killed my people in RimWorld. That's terrible. They are rather vicious. That's no lie. I have seen some of the new animals they've introduced. I've seen the elephants. And I'm going to tell you right now, the amount of meat that you get from butchering an elephant in RimWorld is frankly disturbing. It pretty much fills the entire pantry with elephant meat. And what else did I see? Oh, guinea pigs. I had a bit of a rash of guinea pigs in one of my other RimWorlds that I'm doing. So quite a bit of those. I have not gone for RimWorld royalty yet. I'm very much on the fence about it. I want it, sure, but I don't know if I want it enough to justify the price of it. Looking through what it offers, it does seem to be very quest heavy, and I don't generally do many or indeed any of the quests in RimWorld. I just sort of build my base and have fun in that way. I got killed by a rabbit playing the original Shadow Warrior. Oh dear. Rabbits are far more dangerous than I anticipated. I don't want to know about Dave's bristly cupboard. No, you probably don't. You probably don't. We don't really have cupboards in our house. We have closets. We don't really have a cupboard per se. And I think that the room that I record in is probably far bigger than the Geek Cupboard's cupboard. Quests happen on your map. Yeah, absolutely. I just generally don't bother. I find it mildly annoying to put caravans together and go out and do things, which is inherently dangerous. It's just not really what I get into. I like doing this. I like building ridiculous bases and having tons of colonists. My other play that I'm doing, I'm trying to see if I can get the most colonists I've ever had. I have about this many, and I've got 3 prisoners ready to be Mike Tysoned into loving me. Did you know they're making a Baldur's Gate 3? Oh, trust me, Willow. There is nobody more aware of Baldur's Gate 3 than me. Oh, you don't even worry about that. I am very aware of Baldur's Gate 3, made by Larian. It will be amazing. I mean, it's not going to be amazing. If Larian's doing it, then it's going to be the best Baldur's Gate, because Larian are simply the masters at any sort of RPG like that, and they're going to do it great. They also have a new Dark Age of Camelot out now. I'm not familiar with that one. Can't see Dave playing that. Saw the video this morning. Ray saw the video of Baldur's Gate 3, and you couldn't see me playing it? Really? Because I'm a huge Baldur's Gate person. Massive Baldur's Gate person. I don't even know how many times I've played Baldur's Gate 2, which is my favorite of the series. Especially with the expansion. We didn't call it DLC back then. We called it an expansion. Oh, hang on. Somebody's hunting a dog. We should probably deal with that. I'll see if they even get through the trap corridor at this point. They probably won't. And just in case they do, Ray, you're drafted. Nope, didn't make it through the trap corridor. Never mind, Ray. It's all fine. Go back to work. My coworkers do not have the decency to not talk right now. Mel, have you... Okay. Mel, first off, are you watching this on your phone or on a tablet or on your computer? Just let me know how you're watching this first, and we're going to work on correcting that. Want Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, no kidding. Baldur's Gate 3 by Larian. That's pretty much heaven in my world. Saw someone playing early access footage. I'm probably going to hold off on watching any footage or any gameplay by any of the big YouTubers until it gets a lot closer to release. Then I might start watching that. I think it will have too much content for you. Be longer than 3 episodes. Well, Ray, I mean, lots of things. I mean, Crossroads Inn has gone on forever. We've gotten a heck of a lot of mileage out of Founder's Fortune, which I'm really enjoying playing that. That is a much more fun game than I anticipated it would be. So I do very long series. Some of the shorter ones, yeah, I try and coalesce them into a few episodes, because otherwise they just go on forever. And, you know, like we were saying in the Discord, the whole point of being a variety gaming channel, which is what I purport to be, is that I have to have variety. So I was looking at the videos of last year and realizing there actually wasn't nearly as much variety as I thought there was. You know, we played Tavern Tycoon for like a year. Anyway, Mel, wait, you are watching on your work PC, hidden monitor in the corner with headphones. Okay, what I would suggest is take the headphones off, crank up the volume to absolute max if you could, please. I'm going to get back to that in just a second. We've researched mortars. That's nice. We've done most of the research that I want, really. Go ahead and research... Oh, I don't know, precision rifling. Yeah, let's have better guns. Okay, I'm going to assume, Mel, that you've done all of that. The headphones are off. The volume is cranked up. Is this a large group of people or a small group of people? Okay, it doesn't really matter. Attention, Mel's co-workers. Shut up. Mel is trying to watch really incompetent RimWorld on YouTube, and you are disturbing Mel. Mel would appreciate you keeping it down a little over there. Just knock it off. Nothing you are saying is as important as watching incompetent RimWorld, version 1.1 I might add, so knock it off over there. There you go. That should probably help. Dave will not pay for your unemployment. No, you're absolutely right, Ray. I won't. Just tell everyone to there's priorities. I think I've pretty much covered that, Penge. I could have shouted a lot harder, but I didn't want to hurt people. I also don't know where anyone else may be listening. I mean, apparently some people are in a hospital harvesting organs. I didn't want to scare anyone, particularly the person whose organs are being harvested. Mel is a person of culture, and you should follow her example. Absolutely. Although technically we don't know that Mel is male or female or either or. I don't know the genders of virtually anyone, to be honest, and I largely don't care. I don't find that particularly important in an online setting. People can be whoever they want to be. I'm reasonably confident that Penge and Bristly are male, to the best of my knowledge, and if they're not, they have incredibly deep voices for females. So I'm going to go. They're all now doubled over in laughter. Good. Keep it down over there. Mel's trying to watch important things. Bristly, I'm in. Okay, I'll take your word for it. You've got a beard. It's kind of your jam. It's kind of your thing, actually. So I would assume male, but you know what? In 2020, we don't assume anything at all. I just went through intensive diversity training at work, so I barely use pronouns anymore at all to refer to anyone, even if they're clearly a thing that I think they are. Anyway, getting off of that, because that's just getting divisive. Hopefully things have quieted down for Mel, and Mel can enjoy naked Kunit going for a walk with a hat and a really good sense of self-esteem. Okay, what do we need to do around here? Oh, I had to take the roof off the deep drilling thing. That's right, we're working on deep drilling, and that's actually really important, because we need steel like nobody's business. Now, you're built. Okay, Are you powered? Are you actually powered? Because I don't feel you've got power. Oh, no, you do. Okay, you're drawing it from over there. Good for you. Well done, little deep drilling thing. Hopefully that will generate some steel. I'd love to throw some down in the smaller areas and maybe get some more rare materials, but right now I just desperately need steel. It has quiet down there, literally whispering. Mel, you're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime you need me to intervene in your workplace, or indeed anybody's workplace, I am more than happy to make an ass out of myself to do so. I mean, what are they going to do? It's not like they can fire me. They can only fire you. Penge is male, but only just, according to Bristly. That probably sounded better in your head than when it came out of your mouth, because now I want to know why you know that. Anyway, moving right along. More giant than man. Yes, I've heard that. I've heard Penge is... wait, hang on. I have to go back to my diversity training. What is the correct term now? Vertically enhanced. Yes, vertically enhanced is what I have heard. I believe that is the correct term, or at least it was on Tuesday. It may have changed since then. You enjoyed that way too much. Oh, you have no idea, Mel. You have no idea. I am insanely exhausted, and when I get to this point, as longtime viewers of the Wee Hours will know, pretty much I'm willing to do virtually anything for a laugh. That's my game here. Sometimes Penge is mail order. I see what you did there. Only got away with that because I'm in an enclosed room with a security door that only my department can access. Excellent. No, I don't actually want to get you fired. At any point, you can mute me or something and go, oh God, I'm totally going to get fired if this guy doesn't shut up. Do people now type with their mouths? Possibly. Ataka Panda, welcome! Welcome, Panda. Oh, very welcome. Panda, are you at work, and do you need me to criticize your coworkers in any way? Because apparently that's what we're doing today. If you're at work and you have dreamed of just saying something to your coworkers, but you just can't do it, I can do it. This is now a service I will offer. I may spin off the whole gaming thing and just go into shouting at people for a living. Koala, Panda, indeed, there is a Panda from Bosseros. Just say no. Just say no. So yeah, Panda, if you're at work and you have wanted to say something to your coworkers, but you just didn't want to take the risk of unemployment, I am happy to do it for you. Enclosed room with security door that only department can access sounds almost like a prison. I was thinking more like Mel is like working for the NSA or something, and, you know, she's probably spying on people and doing all sorts of cool secret agent stuff and taking time to watch RimWorld on YouTube at the same time. That was my thought. I went to, like, cool secret agent James Bond stuff. Too bad I'm disabled. You can say hi to my dogs. Hi, Willow's dogs and cats. Willow, how's the house thing going? I know you close middle of next month. I think you said, like, the 14th or something like that, which is... It's really only about 2 weeks away at this point. Sounds like a brilliant business idea. Yeah, I will yell at people for money. This is my new thing. I'm just going to, preferably over the internet in some way, so I don't get punched in the face. Because I'm a talker. I'm not a fighter. I don't do the fighty things. I just do the kind of pain in the neck shouty things. I was thinking more Johnny English. Okay, yeah, we could go with that route. Yep. Close in the middle of March, yes. So yeah, a couple of weeks from now. Why do you need so much steel? Just steal, or mine steel, or buy steel. Okay, the stealing thing involves me going out of my house, and that just ain't going to work out. We have stripped the land bare of steel. When we originally set this up, whenever we started this stream, we just drew a map that had very little steel in it. And we've pretty much exhausted almost all of it. I've bisected... Ooh, there's some components right there. I will take them. I've bisected a lot of these mountains just to try and find more, but we've pretty much stripped the land bare of any steel that was here. And I'm more than happy to buy steel. Any traders that come along, that's the first thing I'm looking for. We just haven't had any traders come by recently, although we do have the little space tradey thing ready to go. Whenever they're ready, I'm ready. So that... bit of a glitch, but don't even get me started on that. You want security doors and solid walls around your server farms so that guys like me can't throw things that look like thumb drives into your financial server. Bird Brains, welcome. Welcome. Server farm, I'm also in here, albeit behind another door. Okay, so server farm, maybe not as exotic as secret agent, but it's pretty cool. because it presents a good image of just, a bank of servers and all glowy and green lights, and probably things are blinking. I imagine there are blinky lights. Do you have blinky lights? Spike, little girl, welcome. Welcome. I bet you've got a lot of blinky lights. And that's probably... Are you in... Okay, I have to ask. Are you in charge of monitoring which lights are blinking and which ones aren't? Because now I've got this whole narrative going on in my head where you're walking around with a clipboard. Actually, a clipboard is a little old-fashioned. Probably walking around with a tablet, and you're just checking off which lights are blinking and which ones aren't at any given point. So light A currently blinking, light B not blinking. Is this a problem? Report to supervisor. That's what okay, I've just gone off on a thing here. I don't even know really where that came from. This is all Bristly's fault. I'm putting that out there right now. So anything that comes out of my mouth today is 100% Bristly's fault. You can all go yell at him if I make no sense or start not speaking English. Game reminds me of Prison Tycoon. Yes, I think there's some obvious parallels there. Although I do find Prison Tycoon insanely difficult. It just seems... I mean, I'm not a brilliant man. I'm not saying I'm some sort of engineer or rocket scientist, but I don't think I'm completely stupid. There's lots of things I don't care about, and therefore I put no effort into them. And that comes up in the comments section all the time. Why won't you do this properly? It's because I don't care. I simply don't care. You can tell me to rework that thing 1,000,000 times. I just don't care. It's one of, and obviously RimWorld is very prone to people saying, why aren't you doing that more efficiently? And my answer is, again, let's just be clear, I don't care. WASD is very thoroughly in session. If the lights stop blinking, you're in a lot of trouble. So you are in charge of monitoring the blinky lights. Okay, good. Then the narrative proceeds. Oh, hang on, somebody's actually dying. Ignacio, what's your deal? Why do you keep dying? Miliduk, who we just converted, you used to be a prisoner. Yeah, throw Ignacio into a bed. What's the problem with you now, Ignacio? Oh, you're an alcoholic. Okay, we haven't given you any alcohol, so I'm not really sure why you passed out there. But just in case, a stabby... Actually, you know what? Kit, prove your worth. You're the doctor. Oh, he doesn't actually need any medical attention. He just sort of fell over and had to be put to bed. My first server farm still had computers who needed instructions via paper tickets. Oh, well, I suppose paper tickets are at least more modern than, somebody running back and forth like the Pony Express. Could have said no to 5 a.m. or go to bed after streaming with you. He didn't. It's his fault. No, you're 100% correct. Yeah, I thought, okay, speaking of efficiency, I thought this was actually going to work out well for me. I thought, okay, well, I'll do a thing at 5 a.m. with Bristly. I don't really have, any problem getting up early. I get up pretty early anyway because I work on the channel in the morning before I go to work. And it was dark. Like, it wasn't even dawn when I started with Bristly. It wasn't even dawn. Anonapig, welcome. You're talking about that with the network side of MMORPG Tycoon 2 and the award-winning world of Davecraft. Wish there was a mode where we could just focus on the game building side, but that's not realistic. No, there's got to be, because the network plays so much into the Tycoon side of things and your expenses and how much money you're spending on the network, so I totally get it. I just don't care about it. And my reaction to the network now is just throw down another uplink just to get more bandwidth, and I don't really care about laying the cables out very efficiently. There is one more thing I want to try, because after however many episodes of MMORPG Tycoon 2 and the award-winning world of Davecraft, a commenter said, you actually were probably almost correct the very first time you started laying down the network, and you've actually made it worse since then, so I may try those. Now these... I am going to temporarily deconstruct these and then put them right back, because I had a big problem with the wood generators in my other play in 1.1. It just seems to be a bit of a glitch at this point. Hang on. I'm missing a lot of chat here. Kit is... Okay, Anonapig is rooting for Kit. That's fine. Kit needs to prove his worth. He is our best doctor. There's no there's no lie about that. You do... tend to attract the addicts. Yes. I think it started, Willow, with Dave Navarro. I think Dave Navarro kind of kicked open the door to the drug and alcohol addicts just flooding the colony. Virtually everyone here has some sort of problem with addiction. Now, hey, I am a guy who is all about second chances. I welcome that person into my colony, but it is a little heavy on that side. My MMO won Best Quest before I decided to start over. Oh, and not a pig. I've won Best Quest like 3 times. Multi-award-winning World of Davecraft. I don't even know how many times I've won Best Visuals. Finally, a game rewards me for blowing all my money on decoratives. Anyone who wants duct tape, plastic sheeting, and black lights, we've got you covered. Sounds like a really fun night in New York. I was about to ask how the mask sakes? Sales, probably. It's probably sales, yeah. That's probably what that means. I'm up for some chains, duct tape, and a chainsaw. Okay, Ray has another plan for the weekend. Random fact with bird brains. The cornfield bomber was an incident that occurred, I can barely read, in the 70s. A pilot flying an F-106 had to eject after going into a flat spin. Before he ejected, he deployed the drag chute. And was that it? Oh, I would have read the end more dramatically. I thought there was a part 1 of 2. Deployed the drag chute. Yay, that was dramatic-ish, sort of, maybe. He won't let anyone forget the multi-award-winning part. You're darn right I won't, Willow. Multi-award-winning World of Davecraft, a game that rewards me for spending all my money on decoratives. It rewards me for it. Sales. Okay, that's what I thought it was, right? That's what I thought it was. Fun Friday night planned. Yeah, the chainsaw may make it less fun. But broadly, a good time will be had by all. Am I still? Oh, I was just making sure I was still watching myself. Yes, I am. Good for me. I should probably do RimWorld-y things. How's the deep drilling going? Oh, Duck, you're getting steel. You're collecting the resources here. Fantastic. How's our food? We did have, okay, the meals are back up to snuff here. We had a real problem getting meals in place, but that seems to have corrected itself. Frost, you're bringing in some steel. How much steel have we accumulated at this point? Okay, we got some steel in place. There's some steel happening. So what are we missing on the fabrication bench? Advanced components, right. And I can't build advanced components until I build the fabrication bench. You see my problem there. I really need a trader to come by. I know he's actually playing RimWorld, Mel. Don't think it's going to last, but while it is lasting and I have some steel, I'd kind of like to get the Whoozy McWhatsits into here, the deep drilling thingy McKoozy. Yeah, one of them. I want to find out what's in here, because I am told, and I learned this from the Geek Cupboard actually, is that the smaller areas are more likely to be rare resources. So we don't have enough components right now. That's a problem. I desperately need like a bulk goods trader to come along very, very soon. That would be ideal. Do I have any components at all? No. I have one advanced component and nothing else. And I can't make components on the regular bench. No, I need the fabrication bench. Okay, that's all gone to heck. Did I murder Kit yet? No. Just to get caught up, I've been planning on murdering Kit for a long time. Kit turns out to be the best doctor we've ever seen in this colony. He's almost perfect. He's an almost perfect doctor, 18 on the old doctoring skill. So we're seeing if Kit can prove his worth. We're seeing if Kit can, I don't know, heal somebody, do a bionic leg. I'll need the advanced fabrication bench for that. But yeah, oh, there, hang on. There's the 2.2, or 2 out of 2. 2.200. Pilot ejected and was believed the force of the ejection and the change in the center of mass helped the plane get out of the spin, managed to land unpiloted in a cornfield in Montana. Well, that also sounds like a fun weekend. Oh, hang on. Chat's going by way too quickly here. Resisting the urge to buy Planet Zoo. I did pull the trigger on that. I wish I had time to play it. In retrospect, my part of my frugality with buying games in 2020 is connected to that. It's also I just don't make as much money as I used to in my current job. The bills get paid, that's fine, but it's not like it used to be when I owned my business. So I'm a little more frugal about saying, yes, I very much want this game, but really, Dave, really, when are you going to play this? Because it's not going on the channel. Planet Zoo will never be on the channel. That's just simply not going to happen. Planet Zoo's been done to death by people way better at it than me. way better at it than me. Paulsley, I'm looking in your direction. So it's not going to end up on the channel. It would just be for me. It would be, like we've talked about before, I'd file that under my retirement games. Like when I actually have time to play all the games that I've wanted to play, that's where that'll go. So I did get it, but if it came out right now, I would probably go, why don't you hold off on that? You don't really need that right now. Great game. Fantastic game. Beautiful game. Absolutely gorgeous. But, you know, when am I going to play it? If I have to make a video if I want to play games. That's an interesting way of doing it. I don't, because I have games that I just know they're not going to go anywhere. There's just no interest in those games, usually because they're very old. They're either very, very old or they are the biggest, latest, greatest thing and everyone's done them to death. So I try to favor things that are maybe not the most popular games out there, maybe have flown under the radar a little bit, but that I still want to play. That's kind of my criteria. And then, you know, sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. And it is what it is. The PSN Big in Japan sale is doing my wallet in right now. Wait, what's PSN? I don't know what PSN is. I have like 10 unplayed games installed. Just 10? That's all? Do you have any idea how many games I have that I have never installed, never mind played? Many of them are ones that I get in a bundle. So, you know, I get a bundle of something. I wanted one of them, but 4 others came along with it. I really need to categorize my Steam library so I know which ones I've never, ever, ever played. And then, as we've discussed many, many times on the channel, when I do have time to play games by myself, not for the channel, which is usually in the evenings when I get home from work and I'm just hanging out on the couch with Mrs. Dave watching live PD. Yeah, I watch that show. I don't apologize for it. You know what? I love it. Will not apologize for liking that. Anyway, when I'm doing that, as we've said in the chat before, I'm generally going to favor a game that I already know I like, because it's difficult for me to gamble on a game when you have so limited time to play a game just for yourself. I don't want to gamble on whether I'm going to like it or not. So I end up playing RimWorld, XCOM, Total War, Fallout, whatever. I play something I already know I like. So there's that. Vossra saw a game on GOG that looks like a new career game for Dave. Forget the name, and the computer is too far away. Ray, that was the least helpful statement I've ever heard. Wow, chat's flashing by really, really quickly. Hang on. I wonder if you were named after... Okay, you're talking to Noctis, you're not talking to me. You should do the old games, too. Yeah, I want to, and I can do good videos of old games. I absolutely can. We were talking about this with Dr. Shouting Stone in the Discord, or I was talking about it with Dr. Shouting Stone in the Wee Hours Discord. Shameless self-promotion, link down below. Where I hope, I do work really hard to try and find a happy medium between games that I want to play, putting out stuff that again, might be under the radar or something not 100% of the people are aware of, and also being mercenary and having to think about views. I mean, as I've always said from day one, if I put out a video and nobody watches it, that doesn't do me any good, and it doesn't do you any good. If you didn't want to watch it, then that was pointless for me to put it out. So I could sit here on the channel and play Total War Warhammer 2. First of all, there are way better channels for that, and I will recommend them to you because I watch them. But it's a very, very delicate line, and I think both Penge and Bristly and other YouTubers here, Panda, would agree. You just have to walk that delicate line there. Hang on, Bobcat, I have to approve that for some reason. I got to scroll up chat here. I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff. Something Palzo, Razier, and Minecraft. Yeah, I would never put Minecraft up. First of all, I'm not actually that crazy about Minecraft. I mean, it's fine. It's just I don't have a lot of patience for it. My husband had to purge his games when we moved because he had old games from way back in his childhood, like Atari games. Ooh. I held on to my PlayStation for probably far longer than I should have. The only console I have now is the Xbox, and that's pretty much all I need. I don't have multiple consoles. I very much made a decision if I was going to go Xbox or PlayStation, and I had reasons for one or the other, and I went that. I don't play a lot on console. I do enjoy it. It's very relaxing. I find it more entertaining to me because I'm just more relaxed when I'm sitting on my couch upstairs, because the console is upstairs where I'm recording right now. So I do have a little more... Oh, hang on. There's a cougar hunting a rooster. How much do I actually care about that? I'm losing my ability to care about the cougar as the cougar is hunting the rooster. Yeah, ability to care going down, done. Don't care anymore. Cougar will bleed to death very, very soon. So I do some console stuff, and I do enjoy playing on the console. I just don't do it very often. Okay, hang on. Wait, what about your puppy? Your puppy smells like fish. Okay, I should probably pay attention to chat more often, because what happens is I WASD around RimWorld and see if there's anything vital like a cougar hunting a rooster, and then I look to my right, and it says my puppy smells like fish. We don't live near a fish-populated body of water, and haven't taken him to one recently. He stinks. Tomato juice is overrated, but it will help. It won't solve the problem, but it will alleviate it a little bit. Have him check for worms. Oh, Noctis might actually have a real answer for that, not just a jokey, snarky answer for that. Did you know with Mobcats, certain spectrums of UV light have been proven to kill airborne viruses? Most commercially available blacklights produce light in these spectrums. Hang on. Oh god, there's so much chat. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get caught up. Okay, Willow is talking about bird brains and the dog that smells like fish. Oh, could you have a fish that smells like dog? Because that would be funny. In all seriousness, I hope there's nothing wrong with your dog. I hope it is just that your dog smells a bit, because dogs smell sometimes. I hope it isn't actually anything serious. But other people are giving you much better advice than me. This is why when you play the Division 1 or 2, featuring biohazards, have black lights in the entryways to safe spaces in the game. I feel like I bumped into that somewhere in some sort of facility I may have gone to, but I also just could be imagining that. I could possibly just be 100% imagining that. There's a solar flare. Okay, I'll get back to chat in a sec after I close that box. Right. Does the dog still smell? No update on that yet. Relatively new to gaming. Really? Bought Factorio a couple of years ago and opened up a can of worms. Games often do. That's kind of... It usually starts like that. I had several of those because I had periods of time where I wasn't into gaming, and then I'd pick something up and start up all over again. Back in the old days, back in the ancient times, Final Fantasy VII and XCOM, the original XCOM, Microprose XCOM. I had those, what was that, on the PlayStation? I think so, the original PlayStation. And that was a can of worms. And then I kind of died off for a little bit until I got my first PC, and then Fallout 2 happened, and Baldur's Gate 2 at pretty much exactly the same time. And that really opened a can of worms. I'm like, wow, people make these kind of games? Because this is awesome. So I've had periods of in and out, but I get it, the can of worms thing. A dogfish. I sometimes smell like a dog in the rain. Really? Deliberately? Is that sort of a scent you prefer? Started with Skyrim about 4 years ago. Well, there's a great start. I held off on playing Skyrim for ages, until basically everyone I knew said, why have you not played Skyrim? You're such an idiot. You love games like that. You say you love games like that. Go play it. And then I did. I do sometimes tend to shy away from games that are the hugest game on the planet, because I can just be sort of a snob like that. I fully admit that. I could be one of those guys who are like, oh, if everyone's into it, I don't want to be into it. There's a part of me that is that. Not a lot of me. I did eventually cave and start playing it. Tammy, welcome. Sorry, Tammy's already gone from chat. Wait, come back. Tammy, welcome. Did play them a bit when I was in the arcade. Speaking of, the original XCOM devs made a new game, more like their old one from Microprose. That would be Phoenix Point, which I overall enjoyed. I think it's a great game. I think it's a very, very solid game, and I did enjoy playing it. My opinions on it are twofold. It could use a little bit of balancing, in that I felt it was kind of like a, what was the spy game of a similar nature, sort of XCOM, but with spies. I can't immediately remember it. But it was it does ramp up the difficulty very, very quickly. I could cope with that. I expect that out of a game that is basically XCOM. So I was learning to cope with that. My biggest disappointment with that was in the visuals. Really, it was in the visuals. And we've talked about this in chat, the benchmark for that kind of game is XCOM 2. If you come out with a game like Phoenix Point and say, this is the next XCOM 2, then it darn well better look as good as XCOM 2, because XCOM 2 is one of the most gorgeous games ever. In a very simple way, it is beautiful. Oh, hang on, so much chat. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get caught up. Need to press the button. Oh, Henrik. What button am I not pressing? Sorry, when Ray alerts me to things, Ray usually screams in-game, and that lets me know there's probably something I should be attending to in RimWorld. So feel free to jump on that bandwagon. Just put a big in-game, do this. Otherwise, I just sort of sit here and try to read chat rather frantically. Just don't accidentally pick up an apple and end up with the Dark Brotherhood hunting you down across the tundra 5 hours later. I like the Dark Brotherhood. I went down that route. I was totally happy with those guys. Started with Diablo 1. Which Diablo did I play? I think I played Diablo 2. I enjoyed it. I got a little ways into it, and then I sort of, tapped out of it, but I did enjoy it. And I do like similar kinds of games. Those are games where I do kind of eventually lose interest. Where it's just it's hack and slash and gather loot. That's all great stuff, but there's a point where I'm like, okay, I'm kind of done with this. Skyrim NPCs hold grudges like nobody's business. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I would love to be 37 again, Voss Ross. I mean, it's not that I'm, rapidly advanced down past 37, but it would be nice. I wouldn't say no to it. Like having multiple bases. Yeah, they do bring that up in Phoenix Point. So Phoenix Point, obviously, like the original Microprose XCOM, you can do multiple bases, and that is a big feature. There's nothing, you're not wrong about that. That was a big draw to me in Phoenix Point, where I could set up multiple bases. I think it could use a little balancing, and I think it really needs an update on its visuals. When you're going into character creation, it just doesn't look good. There's no getting around it. I'm trying to soften the blow. But when you go into character creation in XCOM 2, it's gorgeous. To be able to fine-tune their facial details and all their cool hair and their scars and tattoos. You do that in Phoenix Point, and it's like, wow, is it 1997 again? What just happened here? Oh, hang on. I think I'm missing a lot of chat again. Oh, I'm missing so much chat. I'm sorry, guys. Hopefully, here we go. In-game. I wasn't paying attention to what happened. Oh, no, Ray. We were just saying that if anyone actually needs to alert me to something that's actually happening in RimWorld, they need to do your trick of saying in-game. I can't remember which game got me started. I would definitely say it was Microprose XCOM and Final Fantasy VII, kind of around the same time. Have I ever played Ark? Wow, that's actually a really good question, Tammy. That's a really good question, because I have looked at it about 1.5 million times. I know of Ark. Obviously, everyone knows Ark. So I've looked at it. It looks like exactly the kind of game I would like. I like sort of open world survival-y type games like that. I very much enjoy those. I've looked at it 1 million times. For some reason, I haven't pulled the trigger. For some reason, I just haven't sat there and go, okay, I'm getting Ark. Looked at it. There's so many mixed opinions about that game. I think that's what's spinning me away from it, which was actually true of XCOM 2. XCOM 2 has a ton of negative reviews. A lot of sour grapes folks from Enemy Unknown who just didn't like the new mechanics, and that's fine. Nobody has to like the new mechanics. But there was a lot of sour grapes, like they've ruined XCOM. No, they didn't ruin XCOM at all. XCOM 2 is my second favorite game. If I'm trapped on a desert island, I would really hope XCOM 2 would be in there somewhere. In fact, that's probably what I'll be playing tonight. I have a nice little campaign going. So I held off on XCOM 2 for a very, very long time for exactly the same reason. Just a lot of mixed reviews, and that's why I'm holding off on Ark. Penj is looking forward to turning 37. Yeah, well, in 10 years or so, you'll know the pain of being old like the rest of us. 31, you're a youngster in this channel. Yeah, Noctis, I do, well, I'm well aware of what my demographic is, and I like my demographic. I like to hang out with grown-ups. That doesn't mean that anyone younger is not welcome here. Let me be very, very clear about that. I welcome all viewers and anyone who wants to hang out and be cool with the rest of us, because I know I say it every weekend, but that's really what this Friday stream is to me. It's, as you might have cottoned on to by now, this is a lot less about playing RimWorld and a lot more about I just get to hang out with a cool group of people on a Friday afternoon. In-game, how is Colonist Penge? See, Ray's trick has got it. Ray has got this down pat. So in-game, Penge, I think, is actually remarkably good. You have a tiny scar on your right leg, and that is just mildly impacting your movement by a tiny, tiny little bit. You've got kind of an ouchie on your right leg. No big deal there. Apart from that, you are great, actually. What's your research must be really high. You are one of our primary researchers, so you're up to 15 on intellectual. You are certainly one of our most shootiest guys at 14, so you are doing just fine in Game Penge. Still play the first XCOM. Oh, that just flashed by. There it is. Using OpenXCOM as mods and updates and everything. I have tried to go back to Microprose XCOM. I have it. I own it on PC. But the clunkiness just... I just can't get past the clunkiness. And then I say I'd actually just rather go play XCOM 2. If XCOM 2 had multiple bases, it would probably take the place of my favorite game. Ark is super grindy. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm actively looking for opinions on Ark because I've been on the fence so long with that thing that I don't even know what to do with it. Flip is on the younger side. Well, you are also very welcome here, Flip. Philip, I don't know. Flip, I'm going to go with Philip because that's fairly easy to say in my state of exhaustion right now. Yeah, you're also welcome here. The clock means they're idling. Yeah. I don't really have a lot of things for them queued up. Ark is a good game, and there's a lot of things to do. Yeah, I'm very much looking for opinions on Ark from real people. My wife is a Sims fan, too. Hey, who isn't? Actually, Sims was one of those games that was a can of worms for me, too. The very first Sims game, like, whoa, this is a new concept. I've never really seen this sort of thing before. I could whip out my VR stuff tonight and see what it's like to be a RPG NPC. I'd have to charge up my wands, but that could happen. I already know how that's going to go down, Vossros. I already absolutely know how it's going to go down. I need to get ahead on videos so I can basically take a Friday to do that, because it is a bit of setup. It's not a small amount of setup to go into VR. It's kind of a production to kind of get all the cables where they're supposed to be and get everything charged up. But that's exactly how that's going to go down. I just kind of need to get a little bit ahead on videos. Like that's ever going to happen. But we hope springs eternal here. Hope springs eternal. Have you seen Subsistence's updates recently? It looks beautiful. I haven't checked in on that in a little bit. I enjoyed that. I mean, it's really difficult. There's not a lot of forgiveness in that game, but that's fine. I expect that out of a survival game. No, I haven't checked in on that. Have I played Parasite Eve? I have, actually. I have, Jules. And welcome, by the way. I didn't see you come in. I have played Parasite Eve. I don't remember a darn thing about it, except I remember really enjoying it. Pantless grown-ups, as established the last time. Yes, as Michael says, pants are optional here. And you know what? And they're optional both ways. If you want to wear pants, that's totally fine. Penge chooses often to not wear pants in the colony, and that's okay. So if you choose not to wear pants, that's fine. But if you choose to wear pants, we embrace that also. That's totally fine. Gaming is really going to take off when the man needs to travel to other solar systems. Yeah. That's when VR will come in handy. My leg is blemished, your beautiful shins. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Hey, look, when we get the fabrication bench up and running, I'll make you a bionic leg. Oh, the fabrication bench is up and running. When did we achieve that? Because I didn't think we had the advanced components. Okay, well, yeah. Make a bunch of... I know this is not normal. I know this is not what we do here, but where did I have them put... Well, first of all, go to this and I'll find out. Where did I... Okay, down here. Oh, we didn't have the materials for it yet, so they haven't even started with that. All right, I need them to get... That is my only request. And I think it's a very simple and straightforward request. Just, don't be a jerk to other people. That's all. I fear Dr. Dave. You should. Especially because it might be Dave Navarro. He does really want to jump in on the medical things. He's very keen on getting in on some medical action. Oh, right. I discombobulated a bed here so I could put in a hospital bed. I'm going to hold off on that because I need components for other things. I want components for other things. Internet is lagging now. Isn't that literally your problem? Mel. I think that's actually your problem. Okay, pro tip. Go check the blinky lights. Probably something is blinking out of sequence. Cleverly disguised as a responsible adult. I don't even put together much of a disguise anymore, to be honest. I am... Okay, slightly off topic, but not really. I am completely convinced that I will be fired from my job. I have no doubt about this. Because, again, much like the network in the award-winning world of Davecraft, I kind of just don't care. So I don't really respect corporate hierarchy or what I should or should not say to people. I have had people look at me at work like I just ate a puppy in front of them because of something that came out of my mouth. And it's not that I said something rude or disrespectful. As I've always said, I've said this from day one, if you met me on the street, this is how I am. Now, bear in mind, I am grossly exhausted right now. Thank you, Bristly Stranger. But generally, this is how I am, just sometimes slightly more well-rested. So I just say what I feel like saying, and people at work, like, they're not digging it. They're not digging the Dave style, if you will. Is Birdbrains leaving? I'm sorry, I'm not catching up on chat here. Okay, good night, Birdbrains. Thank you. Thank you. Never thought to check Steam for Sims. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, that's all over. That's all over Steam. That's where I got it, actually. It's actually, pro tip on that, by the way, Anonapig, slightly off topic, and then I'll come back to how I'm going to get fired from work. Pro tip on that, when you get out of The Sims from Steam, go to your taskbar, or not your taskbar, your task settings, because it's still running. And that really messed me up a few times. It's very dominant on your PC, and I realized it was still running in the background, even though I had gone from the game. So check that. I'm convinced that I will tell my boss exactly what I'm thinking one day, and it's not going to be pretty. Yeah, it's, again, Mel, it's not that I want to be rude to these people. I don't dislike my coworkers, and I don't think they're asking me to do anything onerous. The job is the job. It's a perfectly normal job that people do. It's just that there's a very, very rigid corporate hierarchy where I, as this level of the hierarchy, should under no circumstances talk to someone who's like 3 levels higher than me without having several consent forms signed by my supervisors faxed over to the corporate office, and then they'll sit on it for 6 months and possibly approve or deny the request to talk to that person. I just walk up to them in the hall and go, "Yo, what's up?" And I've actually done that. And it doesn't go over well when you do that to like the CEO of a major corporation, because I don't care. I just don't care. I have, you know what? Because this actually brings us all full circle to the concept of aging. When I hit an age, and some people are aware of exactly how old I am, and some people aren't. So when I hit an age, it was almost like a light switch went off in my head, and I just stopped caring. Colonist needs treatment. I'll care about that briefly. Frost and Scion are getting in a fight. Stop it. Someone turn the hose on these people. Stop it. Stop punching each other. What is your problem? Oh, wow, you hate a lot of people here. You're not happy being here at all. Scion called Frost a goblin. Okay. That drove Frost into a rage. Yeah, it seems fair. I think that'll work itself out. So I hit an age, and I just completely stopped caring. And I just think, you know what? I am just going to say things that I like to say, and I'm going to be exactly the person that I believe that I am, and it's all going to work itself out. And it's not one of those, like, it totally isn't one of those sort of Instagram influencer things, like, if you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. I just present myself to the world and see who's digging it. And part of that is I have zero respect for any sort of corporate hierarchy. So when you walk up to the CEO and just start chit-chatting with him, the CEO looks like you just ate a puppy in front of her, because you should not be talking to her. She's a very, very important person, and you don't have time for your kind of nonsense, because you're on the ladder of hierarchy. You're not the bottom, but you're like number 3 of a 20 ladder or 20 rung ladder, so you're not very high up there. Anonapig works with the public. Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up on chat here. It does get hard to hold my tongue. Yeah, I don't. Anonapig, here's a suggestion. Don't. Just don't. Just stop it. Just don't do that. Just go ahead and say, here's the thing. You are a jerk, and there it is. And again, I'm not saying this to I'm not saying I'm rude or disrespectful. I like my coworkers. I really do. I just don't have time. Okay, here's a story. Here's a story. This is a Dave story now. I may be distant from chat for a second. Games is Canadian. We won't... Yeah, you are legally obligated to be nice to people. So, yeah, you don't have a choice. So, here's a Dave story. When Mrs. Dave and I were getting married, the day before, obviously, you have a big old rehearsal party, and that is traditionally held at somebody's house. So it was held at our house. So we had everyone over, and my aunt from Ireland, we sent her an invitation. And she lives in Ireland, which is not America. Precision rifling is done. Okay. Remind me what story I'm telling in a second. Do multi-barrel weapons. Fine. Get bigger and badder guns. So we had no thought that she was going to show up for the wedding. We just sent her an invitation because that's what you do. It's polite. Routinely ignore my CEO. I say good morning to him and ignore him. Yeah, I just go up and go, hey, how you doing? So we had no idea that she was even going to show up, but she did. She flew here from Ireland. I hadn't seen her in about 20 years. She is one of my favorite aunts. And she showed up. She's someone other people should model themselves over because she just doesn't care. She will say anything to anyone in a polite and respectful manner unless they're being rude, in which case, watch the heck out. But anyway, my aunt met my in-laws, or I guess 24 hours they would be my in-laws. At that point, they were still my future in-laws. And my in-laws are normal in the sense of saying things or not saying things. So they wait to be introduced, or they have a social structure to them. My aunt doesn't. My aunt has no structure. So my aunt marches up to my father-in-law and just starts blabbing at him about whatever it is she was talking to. An older woman he had never met in his life is now dominating his conversation. And when he finally got a word in edgewise, he said, "You're not shy, are you?" And he was saying it sarcastically, but we have limited time on this planet. We may as well just go all out and be who we are. There's my message for the day. Rehearsal party, we don't do that. Do you Brits not do that? It's very common here. We had a very traditional wedding in the way that it was, sort of arranged and put together and stuff. So yeah, rehearsal party is pretty common. So you have, the wedding rehearsal where you make sure you know where you're walking and who's standing where and stuff. And then after the rehearsal, and we were married in a church, my Mrs. Dave's sort of childhood church, you generally bring people over to somebody's house, generally somebody on the groom's side. And, we have our own house, so they came over here. And you have a big party. And that's the time when you, like the bride and the groom will give gifts to the wedding party for helping them put all of it together. So, I gave gifts to my groomsmen, and she gave gifts to her bridesmaids, and all that kind of nice stuff. And it's just a big old party. And then the day after the wedding, then the bride generally has a big breakfast at the in-laws party, or my in-laws, her parents' party. So there's like a whole event. This was like a week-long event for Mrs. Dave and I to get married. I would not have changed one bit of it. Actually, that's technically not true. I would have changed one tiny little thing, in that the guy who was playing the music in the church messed up my entrance music, and I kind of wanted to punch him in the throat. Apart from that, I would not have changed anything about our wedding. It was absolutely amazing. WASD adventures are the best. You know what you're signing up for here, Venge. If somebody yells out in-game, I'll pay attention to RimWorld, but it all seems to be broadly going okay. I am kind of waiting for the component thing to take place. Because, Ray, we did build that. Is that... Oh, no, that's the steel one. No, never mind. I know which one that is. And that's the steel one. Okay. Have we accumulated enough components? No, we've accumulated one component. Okay, somebody needs to be cranking through those, please. So, all right, what's chat up to these days? If I get angry, it's not a pleasant sight. Do you, Hulk out? Okay, I can see it. I don't generally get... I'm going to use air quotes, angry. I get angry at situations that I can't change. Because that's frustration. And the one thing I don't like to be is frustrated. I don't like the feeling that I can't change something. Because often I can. And when I can't, I try to recognize that and say, okay, I'm just going to walk away from this situation. So I would not say angry. I do get aggressively frustrated, if that's a thing. And it's usually about things that I can't change, but I want to, like a work situation. Like, I can't. I'm a big boy. I have to have a job. That job has to, provide for our house and all that. And I can't just up and go, I quit. Because that's not real. That's not a real thing that you can do. Penge got married in Vegas. I knew that about Penge. A whole ceremony was done in 5 minutes. Yeah, not ours. It was like a week. And even the ceremony itself did stretch on for a while. WASD is actually an acronym. Weird Alternative Stories with Dave. Oh, that's sticking. Oh, yes, somebody has to make that stick. Weird Alternative Stories with Dave. Somebody remind us of that all the time, because that's perfect. We're actually making that stick. My first husband and I got married in Reno. Okay, similar to Vegas. Brother recently proposed. Wedding is in June. Congratulations. Good. Well, if you need any tips from Americans, you can score a lot of gifts being a groomsman if you do it American style. We're all into giving out gifts to literally everyone during our weddings, which is good because then we get a lot of gifts in return. On the morning of my wedding, I went to the Hooters Hotel with my parents and friends. I know exactly where that is. I've had a burger in that hotel. I know exactly what you're talking about. The last time I was in Vegas, we stayed at the MGM Grand, and Hooters is not across the street, but not very far away. And we were starving when we got there. And we're like, where is somewhere we can go to just get a basic burger and fries? Like nothing fancy, none of this like 5-star steakhouse stuff. We got off a plane. We just want to put some food in our mouth. What do you got? He's like, Hooters. So I know exactly where that is. I've had a burger in that hotel, Penge. And the funny thing is, ironically, I'm pointing at chat. Like you were in front of me. Like you were actually in front of me. One of these days I might start a webcam. But I'm pointing at chat like Penge himself was actually in front of me, and I was emphasizing the point that I've been in that hotel. But he's not. I'm looking at a computer screen of myself playing RimWorld. So, there's that. What else is going on in chat? I plan to get married in 5 minutes. Wait, 5 minutes from now? Are you getting married? Oh my God, am I going to be at your wedding? That would be so cool. Mel, when you get married, will you put me on a tablet so I can be at your wedding? Oh, that would be so cool. I tell you what I'll do. I will get ordained as one of those online ministers, and I will perform the ceremony from your tablet while WASDing around RimWorld. Sold. Done. Anything else is not on the table anymore. That's how Mel's wedding is going down. I will be ordained. It will be the Church of the Holy online Who'sie McWhatsit, and you can just prop a tablet up on a chair, and I will WASD around RimWorld and pronounce you gender, whatever it may be, because we're totally open here at the wee hours. I am 100% doing that. Wow, I'm sorry, so much chat has gone by that I am not... Dave is not tired, says Ray. The hell I'm not, Ray. The hell I'm not. That would be brilliant. I was agreeing with Penge's 5-minute wedding. Oh, okay. Then I appreciate you that you're not getting married in 5 minutes because I'm performing that ceremony. I'll inform my boyfriend that you will be marrying us. Yeah, it'll be totally chill. And you know what? It's your wedding, Mel. It's your wedding. It's going to be important time away from the blinky lights. So you can choose the game that I WASD around. It just has to be a WASD kind of game. So I could not necessarily play Fallout because that involves moving around and being action oriented and stuff. But hey, you want RimWorld, Rec Center Tycoon. Oh, God damn it, I was supposed to record that today. You want, I don't know, Total War. I will happily WASD whatever you feel is appropriate for your wedding. And I would hope that you would think about the theme of your wedding. Is it a country setting? Is it an urban setting? Because I can tailor the WASD game to meet that. Maybe you're going for a medieval setting. That might be appropriate for a Total War. Or maybe you are going to throw your wedding guests onto an island and have them fight for dominance. Then we might go to a survival kind of game. So you tell me. I'll be there. I will totally be there. It will be the Holy Church of the online Who'sie McWhatsit, and I will be first ranking minister in that. Just prop a tablet up on the chair. I will totally marry you two. Walk up dinner, yes. Why are there a pack of thrombos in the dining room? Wait, there are? Where? This is the dining room. There's nobody in here at the moment. Is this... See, you got to preface this with in-game, otherwise I don't know what's going on. Should I be playing RimWorld? Probably not. We almost changed the acronym to Wedding Admin Services with Dave. Well, that'll be the sideline. Already on an island, so Island Blood Bowl. Okay, we could WASD around Blood Bowl. If Penge wants to come in as my assistant minister, or Bristly, they're both excellent at Blood Bowl. I'm terrible at it. I don't need to be playing it. I just need to be WSDing around it while I pronounce you, spouse and spouse. Wee's Mental Decay is the best. Isn't it really, though, Ray? Isn't it? You know what you're tuning in for. I know what you're tuning in for. At some point in time, I'm just going to keel over with a stroke. Not today. It won't be today. It might be next week. It might be the week after. But at some point in time, I'm just going to stop talking. You'll hear a thud. And at that point, whomever is closest to me geographically, I'm not actually sure who that might be. Maybe Bobcat. It might be Bobcat. I'm trying to think who else. Definitely not Willow. That's quite a ways across the country there. But whoever is closest to me geographically, Keithy, 1980. If you're close to me geographically and you hear silence and a thud, could you call an ambulance? Because I probably just died. It's just as a heads up. Kathy has Blood Bowl 1 and 2. Excellent. I'm terrible at it. Penge thoroughly kicked my butt at that. At any moment, a zombie may come. I had to wear a bow tie on my wedding because they messed up on my tie. I wore a kilt. And the full kilty regalia that they do. So they had more sort of that sort of white handkerchiefy thing that you wear around your neck. Ring 999. Oh dear, totally wrong country for that, Keithy. Yeah, okay, you are not geographically close to me. I think it's on Bobcat at this point, to the best of my... Yeah, full Scottish dress, Spike Little Girl. And you know what? Here's how that came about. I have a very good female friend of mine who I've known. I don't know why I had to preface this, except that it is pertinent that she is female. But I have a friend of mine who I've known for a bazillion years. And I really didn't know what I wanted to wear to my wedding. We had a somewhat traditional wedding in the sense that, it wasn't on the beach in bare feet and everyone had robot heads on. It wasn't one of those crazy hipster weddings. But, we didn't finish this. Have we built... Hold up. All right, but hold the phone. We're building 2 fabrication benches like a bunch of morons. Just deconstruct that. I already have one. Thank you. Got one. Thank you very much. All right, well, that'll free up some components. Anyway, so my friend, and I think this is why I say it's pertinent that she was female, she says, well, why don't you wear a kilt? You've got fantastic legs. I said, you're right. I do have nice legs. I am going to wear a kilt. And I did. Turns out, great move, because my Mrs. Dave's grandfather is huge into his own Scottish heritage. So when he heard I was wearing a kilt, I just became his best friend in the world. This was the greatest thing he'd ever heard in his life. So really good way to get in good with him. What else is going on in chat these days? So he's somewhere in the Northeast. Probably Willow go to Bird Brains. I think Bird Brains at this point has probably Sherlock Holmed me. And if not... I should have if you have emergency contacts, I should have an emergency online contact, because there is, again, one viewer who knows exactly who I am, who has absolutely Sherlock Holmed me and sent me a screenshot of myself and said, that's you. I know that's you. I know where you live. I have your home address, in a totally non-creepy way. So I should probably have an online emergency contact of contact this person. He knows who I am. Thought I was having the ceremony following day. Now have 2 anniversaries, 2 presents. Ah, yes, that is good. Hey, ambulance guys, if you check around the New England, I think that's where he is. You're not wrong. Kilt has easy access for that later moment. All right, maybe other married people might agree or they might not. My wife and I, all right, let's call it like it is. We were not unfamiliar with each other prior to our wedding. This was not, this is not a mail order bride thing. We had been together for 3 years. I got to tell you, by the end of the wedding, we were so exhausted. We're like, can we even? We're like, I'm not sure we can. We both kind of just wanted to go to bed. We so exhausted. We were super happy. It was the best day of our lives. But it's super exhausting. Maybe other married people agree. Maybe they don't. But we were like, a nap sounds great after the wedding. We had planned to get married April 1st, which was a Monday. No one could make it. Got married Easter Sunday. Declared Easter as our anniversary. That's fair. You can hide more weapons in a kilt than a tux. What are we agreeing on? We are agreeing, Bristly, as to the basic premise was wearing a kilt for one's wedding. Getting married in a kilt meant that, during the wedding night, you could kind of move quickly because you didn't have a lot to, you had easy access, as Bobcat put it. And I said, I don't know about other married couples. Maybe they'll agree or maybe they wouldn't. But by the time Mrs. Dave and I got to our wedding night, we were so exhausted from having so much fun the whole day. And it's very emotional and it's draining that we were kind of like, can we even? We're not sure that we can. Maybe we should just go to bed. That. New meaning for the term shotgun wedding. Stopped at the hotel before the reception. Bristly's smart. I would like to say we should have thought of that, but we were like, basically people were around us the entire time. We walked from the ceremony to the reception because it may be curious to know, it was in walking distance. It was only about 2 blocks away. So we did this big procession through the old part of town, and we walked to the club where we were having the reception, and we weren't unattended was the problem. We were not unattended at any time, if only because the damn photographer would not leave us alone. There's another person I wouldn't mind punching in the throat. This is the biggest day of my life. Could you possibly get the camera out of my face for literally 5 seconds? I actually had to go up and specifically say, dude, because it was the my wife got the good photographer, I got the photographer's assistant. I'm like, dude, can you please just give me 5 minutes of peace before I get married? Just seriously, the camera is in my face. All I'm hearing is click, 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 and I'm trying to prepare to walk down the aisle. Can you just please go away for 5 minutes, and then you can come back and click, click in my face all you want. Don't invite people to the wedding. But the problem is, Ray, there, you don't get the presents. Don't get the presents. Karen Kyber once explained the weapon and fear factor of kilts. I remember that. A man charging at you with his great big bayonet flashing at you. Yes, I remember Carry On Up the Kyber. I've seen that. Oh, okay. I should probably pay attention to RimWorld briefly, because I genuinely... that's the thing I was looking for. Okay, there was a point to me coming over here. I want to hook that up to some power now that we have all sorts of steel. Let's try that one more time. There we go. And find out what's in here. I'm kind of curious. So, will it tell me right now? It's gold. Okay, cool. Great. I wonder what's in that one. I'm going to find out. Get me production-y things. Get me a deep drill right here, if you'd be so kind, please. And let's just go ahead and power that up right now. Ooh, where am I going to run power? Through there. Yeah, we should probably get some power going up in this neck of the woods anyway. So I'm just going to run a big old circuit over here. Okay, I very briefly played RimWorld. Back to chat. We are a Sims-loving group. Yeah, I always like The Sims. Sad thing is people probably want their wedding to be photographed every second. Sure, Mrs. Dave did. Mrs. Dave absolutely did. And you know, the wedding is ultimately about her. I'm just along for the ride. I had 2 requests, and apart from that, she planned the entire thing. So, it's just, for me, I just get the thing out of my face just for a little bit. Like, it was the point where I kind of lost it. Because, again, I mean, there are plenty of married people here. I don't know about anyone else, but that was a really emotional time that day. Like, in 10 minutes, I am walking down the aisle. I could not be happier to do it. Mrs. Dave is the best person on the planet, and I'm very excited to do it, but it is very emotionally draining. I'm not someone like cold-hearted, ultra-masculine guy. I can get emotional about things that deserve emotion, like getting married to your wife. That's a pretty big deal. So, you know, it was very draining and very emotional, and all I had with this guy clicking in my face. Please, just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes to just back off. I actually think, I don't immediately recall, I actually think one of the groomsmen had to step in and just be like, dude, just back off. Just back off, please. Give the guy a breath. You know, you don't need that many photographs. I'm sure there's plenty of good ones in here. What do we do? Games. What are you up to? We had a small wedding. Don't care about presents. Well, that is silly games. You should care about presents. That's kind of the biggest point about getting married. We have presents we haven't even opened. Mrs. Dave and I have been married for, it'll be 8 years this year. I hope it's 8 years. It might be 9. No, I'm pretty sure it's 8. I have to remember the wedding date. No, it is 8 years. So 8 years this year, we will be married. We have presents from our wedding we have not opened. I mean, we've opened them. We've taken the wrapping off of them. I'm not saying we didn't open them. I'm saying we've never used them. Household gadgety kinds of things. I specifically wanted a pasta maker. I've never made pasta in 8 years. It's never happened. Nope, never made it. Have one. If anyone wants one, it's brand new, not even out of the box. It's for the KitchenAid thingy-majig. Ray, I'm a damaged female. I don't get the point of insane guests and cameras. I get it, Ray. I ultimately, like Penge got married in 5 minutes in Vegas. I am ultimately kind of a traditional guy. I thought about what my wedding would be like, and Mrs. Dave and I agreed on what our wedding would be like. It was not like Mrs. Dave said it's going to be like this, and I said, no, it isn't. Mrs. Dave and I very much agreed that we are kind of traditional people. We wanted a traditional ceremony. She wanted it in her childhood church, which totally made sense. And not that we're not really church-going folk, and if you are, that's cool. We're not really church-going folk, but, she was brought up around a church, and she wanted to have it there. So, we had a very traditional wedding. Other people don't. And if we're going to have a big traditional wedding, then darn right, we're getting tons and tons of gifts. Barbara, welcome. You are super late. That's okay. You're going to be eloping for my wedding. I won't go into too many details at this point, Barbara, but I am now offering wedding services. So I will now WASD around the screen and pronounce you whatever and whatever takes your fancy. If Anana Pig were to get married, it'd be mostly for my mother's sake, or else I'd elope. Well, again, that's also part of it. It is also for the family. It has ultimately very little to do with the bride and groom, or groom and groom, or bride and bride. I don't care. Bride and sheep, doesn't matter, whatever. But it's really for the family, and especially my in-laws. My father-in-law, whom I adore, I could not have hand-picked better in-laws. They are perfect. I like them actually more than my own family, and I don't apologize for that. So my father-in-law is the consummate party giver. He loves to give a party. He loves to give a party. It just makes him smile. He loves to entertain. He loves to have company. He loves to just do big blowouts where everyone's having a great time. That's his thing. And is there any bigger party than your daughter's wedding? So this was, in all honesty, our wedding was about him, not us. He took the reins on all of this, and he produced an amazing wedding, I gotta tell you. Main reason for a wedding, according to the Bible, is to replace the honor to your mother and father to your wife. Well, I hope I honor my wife every day. I believe I do. I hope I do. There's a solar flare, but okay, that's a RimWorld thing. I don't know. Wait, somebody's happy about being naked. That's not traditional here. Stabby, why are you naked? That's not what you normally do around here. Stabby has chosen to not wear pants. This is just the pants optional colony. Okay, well, Stabby is apparently kind of sad about that. Where do I put the tailoring bench? Somebody bang out a few pairs of pants for Stabby if we get a chance. We don't actually have that much cloth. Because oh, wait, yes we do. Never mind, we've got tons of cloth. Don't even sweat it. All of the guests from my husband's family, we had about 50 guests. I think we clocked in a little shy of 100. I think we invited almost 100, and then, of course, not everyone showed up. I've read the whole Bible several times. I just read the exciting action parts. That's about it. I read the exciting action bits, and then I kind of gloss over the rest. I am just basically of the impression of, you can boil the whole thing down to, hey, try not to be a jerk in life. There you go. I can reduce the entire Bible down to a pamphlet, a leaflet, really. Hey, why don't we just all be reasonably decent human beings? As Douglas Adams said, nearly 2,000 years after one man was nailed to a tree for saying what a great idea it would be to be nice to people for a change. Yeah, that's basically it. Just, hey, try not to be a colossal jerk, and I've turned the entire Bible into a leaflet. The rest of it is dietary restrictions, which make no sense. Stabby is mad that Kit's getting all of the attention. Kit actually has had very little attention. We really haven't checked in on Kit. I've threatened to kill you so many times, Kit. You're off to bed. Okay, how's your health? Okay, you've pretty much gotten over the whole smoke leaf tolerance thing. You've got a bad back. I may rip your spine out and replace it with something new, but unfortunately, you're the best person to do that, and that's going to be awkward. Brisley was just typing that quote. It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. I have a lot of favorite Douglas Adams quotes, but yeah, that's basically your whole Bible right there. Why don't we just not be a colossal jerk? And then a bunch of dietary restrictions. Jesus didn't come to change the laws. He came to make new one. Be kind to one another. Exactly, games. Exactly right. Just be chill. That's it. Just don't be a colossal jerk. That's really all I ask out of people. And in return, I will do the same. I go out of, I try not to be a jerk, and all I hope is that other people don't. That's basically it. The pants issue. I want to readdress the pants. Oh, it's everyone's in bed. Okay. Oh yeah, Scion and Frost, you got into a bit of a punch-up. How you guys doing? I haven't checked in on you in ages. Good to know you didn't kill each other, because I totally was not checking your medical condition. Yeah, you basically just punched each other a lot, and somebody bit somebody. That's not very sporting. That's not very sporting. My other sibling passed away. I'm very sorry to hear that. So I'm our only hope for all those milestone events now. Well, there's you, so that's good. It's the original Bill and Ted's Be Excellent to One Another and Party On Dudes. Well, there was all that wine they were throwing around, Vosseros. The party was happening, believe me. So, yeah, no, it's just be chill, be cool. That's all we can really ask of each other. Did you guys end up... Oh, did you already build my thing? That's uranium. Really? Huh. We should do more deep drilling, now that we're getting some components and stuff in. This could be worthwhile after all. Okay, I always kind of blow off deep drilling, because I usually have the resources that I need, but the whole steel thing has kind of opened up the deep drilling possibilities to me. Go ahead and plant that one down and power that up. I should actually get another one for steel going, because as much steel as we're gathering, you can always use steel. No such thing as too much steel. So pop another one of these guys down right here. We'll power that right up to the other one. Do I have enough power to run all these things? These things are pretty power heavy. Google Fu Futwa. Google Fu Futwa. That's just fun to say when you're stupid tired. That's really, really fun. Bristly hopes there's not a new Bill and Ted movie. I believe there is. I think Games is right. I think there is a new Bill and Ted. Oh, I know For the Win. I was actually joking about that. I just Google Foo For the Win. Oh, I get it. Okay, I see what you're doing there. The dash helped that those two words were connected, because I actually thought you were saying Google F you, like an expletive there, and I was going to get concerned that our whole big talk about being cool with each other was going downhill very quickly. But the dash totally seals the deal. Thank you, Willow. I appreciate that. Yeah, Bill and Ted Face the Music. Aren't those guys like 150 now? Do they really need to? Well, it's Keanu Reeves. He's ageless. He will never die. So that. Get going on that, guys. Get going on. I want to find out what's in this one now that we're getting uranium too. Cool. How much uranium do we have? We have a lot of uranium. We should build something. Games doesn't cuss. Excellent. Good. I do. Off camera. I absolutely do. I try not to, I always feel it's a crutch for some people. That it's just F this, F that. That's why I don't generally watch channels that do that. It's taking the place of a comma. It's when, oh, hang on, in-game. Wait, Dave is doing actual gameplay. I'm worried. You should be, Ray. Well, I'm really kind of growing to like the whole concept of the deep drills, because if we can just sit here and drill gold and uranium, those are really valuable materials. I mean, we have a good chunk of gold right now, but once we start making advanced components, that's going to get eaten up very quickly. Speaking of which, can we make those? Yeah, we totally can. We can make bionic things now. I should do that. Is anyone in the colony... All right, we're going to very briefly play some RimWorld. Is anyone in the colony missing any bits that I could replace? I hope they are, because I love making bionics. Bites and bruises. Your right ear was shot off. I could make an implant for that. I was thinking of something a little more diesel, like, an arm or a leg. You have a scratch on your neck. You need hearing aids in both of your ears, Bobcat. Bobcat, you're basically deaf. I don't think that really matters. You're missing a toe and a pinky, Dave Navarro, which will impact your ability to play the guitar on the eventual Jane's Addiction reunion, but doesn't really matter right now. Your left arm has a scratch, nothing wrong with you, nothing wrong with Kunic, apart from the nudity in the hat. You need a new spine. Yeah, nobody's actually missing any major bits. It's kind of disappointing, if I'm honest. Spike Glow Girl watches Jacksepticeye. I don't think I've ever watched Jacksepticeye. Ever. At all. And it's nothing against him. Tammy was asking that. Okay. No, I never have. I've never watched many massive YouTubers. I've just never really tuned in. So I have a very... Well, first of all, I don't have a lot of time to watch YouTube. So I do narrow down my viewing to some very specific people. Like a couple of them are right here. I watch Penge and I watch Bristly. In fact, I was just watching Bristly's More Time before I started streaming this. So, and then, Many a True Nerd. We all know my love of Many a True Nerd, and that's how I got into this whole YouTube nonsense in the first place. Thank you so much for that. It's my job to pick up the tripping hazards, which I find by tripping on them. Is that your real job? I would totally do that job. That would be a great job. Watching my MMORPG series to learn how to play better. Oh, you're a braver person than I, Games. I just kind of hope for the best. I love I just like building the world. I just like designing the world and making all the zones and the monsters and that kind of stuff. Again, like we started this stream, I could care less about the network. The network will live or die. It's all fine. I get it's part of the tycoon side because you're trying to reduce expenses, but I just like building the world. I think that's the really fun part of that game, and building the story and the lore. How's my deep drills coming along here? How are we doing over here, guys? So nobody needs any bits that I could sew onto them. I am genuinely disappointed by that. I was hoping... Okay, is anyone a transhumanist who might like me to rip some bits off of them and then put them back? Oh, wait, Mech is. I've been waiting for ages for bionics, specifically for Mech, because Mech is transhumanist. Mech would like me to rip all of her limbs off and replace them. I will totally do that. I'm a trader Brit. I love my coffee. Good. I encourage that, Keithy. I encourage that tremendously. You should. You should bring coffee to the British. They've lived without it for far too long. Played RuneScape 3 months after it came out. I watched Pension Day for the comedy. You're so generous, Mel. Thank you. I used to watch YouTubers to find out how to do stuff, but then Pension Day changed it. Thank you so much. I try to keep people entertained. Yeah, I'll watch a tutorial thing occasionally if I get stuck on something. I did that a lot with No Man's Sky, because there's some parts of No Man's Sky that I just wasn't getting, and it actually turns out it was usually a bug or a glitch, and they would, figure out how to correct the bug or the glitch. So I do watch some tutorial stuff, but I don't generally stay on those channels. I'm not going to subscribe to those channels. That's part of the problem with doing tutorial stuff, is it's hard to keep subscribers, because often people are just coming on to watch that one specific thing that they need a tutorial about, and they're not really inclined to subscribe because they don't really care about the rest of your content. I started watching gameplays on YouTube to get better in English, and I get to play games through YouTubers too. Win-win. Yeah, there you go. There's a rumor YouTube was all about music. When? When was that? That's silly. That doesn't seem right at all. When was it about music? Which is my game's not multi-award winning. You'll get there, Anonabig. You will totally get there. They do hand out the rewards and the awards pretty liberally in that game now. Pretty liberally, if I'm honest. Although I'll take all of them. Thank you very much. I was of the opinion these days that YouTube is all about anti-MLM videos, because that's all I see. That seems to be like the new thing. I wish I could have predicted that 3 years ago, that it would be all about anti-MLM videos, which is entertaining for like 6 or 7 minutes and then not so much. So my feed is generally littered with that for no readily apparent reason. What is... Oh, we did get the other generator. Oh, there's a Manhunter pack. Something is actually happening. Oh, that's a lot of angry foxes. And probably not all of them will get caught in the traps. Oh, team, muscle up, guys. We're all going to go shoot some foxes here. Oh, we've got Ambrosia over here. That's great. I'm going to actually completely ignore that because I've got a colony full of drug addicts. Let's not have the Ambrosia. Let's 100% not have the Ambrosia at all. Everybody just go over here and get ready for the fox invasion. That sounds like something very cool, actually. I would like to be part of that invasion. They don't care about multi-level marketing when they are that themselves. If you haven't played the second week of Death and Taxes, you missed out. Okay, the traps are going off nicely, and I think we broadly solved our Manhunter problem, except nobody can shoot straight. Really, guys? There's like 20 of you to shoot one fox. Okay, well, it's all worked itself out. Everybody back to work. Second week of Death and Taxes. Missed out. Oh, I didn't know they were doing it like on a weekly thing. Okay, fair enough. Colony is doomed. Death diet via foxes. If I had gone with RimWorld royalty, if I'd actually plunk down money for that, I probably would just start this again. Or, we'd think of something else to stream. It's largely irrelevant. We all know that there's no actual gameplay happening here, except for occasional small bursts of gameplay. What's your problem with power? Like this. Like, this is a small burst of gameplay. Yeah, I thought I might be kind of pushing it with the deep drills and power. I kind of need some more power kicking along here. Do I have any more steam vents inside the walls? I believe... Oh, I do. Okay, we can take advantage of that. It'll take you a while to get all the materials together, but go ahead and put a... Yeah, we need more components and we need more steel. We will work on that. But we've got a geothermal up there. We may as well take advantage of it. Go ahead and make sure... Yeah, we've got components queued up. In fact, no, don't take off the advanced components because that's what I'm going to make bionics out of. YouTube care more about underage viewers, so make sure your channel is not fitted for children under 13. Never has been. No, I was very... The whole COPPA thing was very easy for me. I don't know why everyone was quite freaking out about this. I just sort of said, yeah, my channel is not for kids. Done. Thank you. That was super, super easy. I guess if you do children's stuff, it was more problematic for you, but I don't, so I didn't care. You left off Death and Taxes before your weekly review, so a couple more days and you'll see what I mean by missing out. Off-camera fun for you as and when. Got it. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I think I killed too many people. I think they were very fussy about the number of people that I killed. I think I killed an appropriate amount of people. In fact, I think I kind of held back. I was planning on killing all of them, but then I couldn't figure out how my pen worked. So that happened. Okay. What else do we need to do? Penge is really good at taming right now. That's good. Don't really need that. Although we did just get a few new births. Oh dear, we have a lot of animals. We have some more Labradors, though. That's always welcome. Love to have the big dogs in here. Yes, please. Although we are a little Labrador heavy. A lot of Labradors going around. We might sell a few of those off. We might not. I'll see. I do need to get at least temporary power going. Soon. Yeah, you know what? Soon, actually. Because we're running a little low here. What's going to be least intensive in terms of materials? 2 components for the wind turbine, 2 components for the wood-fired generator, and the chem fuel generator. 3 for the chem fuel. Okay. Give me... I don't have the components, but give me another chem fuel generator over here. That might help just ease the burden a little bit. Speaking of coffee, yes, I love speaking of coffee. I like to speak about coffee all the time, Games. Can we speak about coffee? I'd like to speak about coffee. I'd like to have some coffee. And then I would talk about how much I liked the coffee. Not while I was drinking it, because I'd probably, choke on it or something. But what I would probably do, here's how that would go down, Games. I would sip the coffee. And then, I might gulp it depending on how hot it is. So, all right, let's back this story up. First, I'd gauge the temperature of the coffee. And then, depending on the temperature, I would either sip or gulp it. And then I'd probably, go, as one does after one has a really good cup of coffee. And then I'd start speaking about coffee quite a bit. And then after I had spoken about coffee, I would drink some more coffee. Oh, Bobcat made some pants. Good. Stabby will be really happy about that. Because apparently Stabby's not wearing clothes. Stabby, do you want to go change into those pants? Like now? If you're that sad about it? Bobcat, put the pants down. Where are you going? Oh, you're going into the... We will probably sell this place. Okay, that's fair. That's totally fair. We have pants over here, Stabby. Oh, they're not very good ones. Okay, that's why you're not putting those on, because they're low durability. Bobcat, put the damn pants down, man. There we go. These are good pants, Stabby. Are you going over... Stabby, are you going to go over and get some pants? Would you like to go over to get some pants? Go get some pants on. You're very sad about not wearing pants. Go get some pants on there. Dave was a great murderer. Was I? Oh, yeah, no, I was totally good at that. Just the pen made it really easy. And I liked drawing the frowny face. That was my favorite part of that, because then they'd know they were dying. No one died today, so I think he's retired. He sips on the coffee, is at room temperature, gulps when it's scalding hot. I'm actually looking for something between room temperature and scalding hot. I do like to be able to just gun a cup of coffee. I just want to just... Not maybe in one fell swoop, but I like to take a big gulp of coffee. That's what I'm looking for. I want a big gulp of coffee. So it can't be scalding hot. The coffee monologue. Wasn't that somebody's play? I think somebody wrote a play called that. Oh, no, I'm thinking of something completely different that had, wow, nothing to do with coffee. All right, completely different title on that. Right, let's not go back there. Hashtag no pants crew. Yeah, we'll get that trending. That'll be good. Sewing is also controlled stabbing. You're not wrong. Well, I think Bobcat made the pants. And then Stabby is just wearing the pants and is apparently really, really happy about wearing pants. All sorts of people have tattered apparel. Okay, well, I'll make you a bunch of clothes. So make some more pants. Make a hat. Make another hat. Make some shirts. Everybody likes to have shirts. Make a duster. Make a t-shirt. Make a couple of those. That should sort people out for at least the near future. The refreshing feel of frozen pants. That wasn't a freezer. He just walked it through the freezer. They're just chilled. They're not frozen. They're just chilled. Don't want that crossover. No. Yeah, no. Okay, so we're aware of what play I'm talking about. Was it a play? I guess it was like a one-person show or something. I read the, I guess, what is it? The play. I read it. I've never seen it performed, but I've read it. I feel it was overrated, if I'm honest. I think it got a lot more attention than it strictly deserved. It was controversial. And being controversial doesn't necessarily mean it was good. It just means a lot of people were talking about it. It was fine. I just felt it got way more praise than it necessarily needed based on the level of skill in the rating. Anyway, I've seen it. It was overrated. Okay, see, Willow agrees with me. It was controversial, but that doesn't mean it was any good. It just means a lot of people were talking about it. It was okay. It was fine. Picture me in my house. Okay. Oh, wait, there's more to that. All right, lurking in the kitchen, right? It's getting creepy. Listening to the distant echo in my office. Coffee, blah, blah, something. Coffee, blah, blah, something. Something, something, coffee. Okay, so it sounds like your kitchen is largely coffee-centric. I'm totally fine with that. Do we all just want to go back to picturing games in Games' house? Because that was fun. I was building a nice picture there. I have more of a picture now that we're thinking about the kitchen. Freeman Dyson died today at the age of 96. Oh, dear. Blah, blah, no pants. Yeah, exactly. I attract addicts. I absolutely do. I'm fully, 60 to 7% of this colony are addicted to something or have been addicted to something. I think the only ones who aren't are our 3 original members and possibly Scion. Scion's in good shape, despite missing an ear. But apart from the lack of one ear, Scion's in pretty good shape. I am a coffee addict now watching Dave. Welcome to the team, Games. Welcome to the team. It's what we do around here. No, we're not sipping tea and being all genteel and lovely. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. No, we're sipping coffee and speaking aggressively with flamboyant gestures of our hands and telling our CEO exactly what we're doing and how we feel about things, despite that CEO looking like you've eaten a puppy. Friday, 9:36 p.m., having beer, coffee, good too, though. Well, hey, you know what? Beer and coffee. It sounds like you're all set. Bristly got over their addiction thanks to Dave. Thank you very much. Are there still no new dogs in this colony? No, we have. Dorkling, when did you come in? Where have you been lurking here this whole time? Welcome, Dorkling. Yeah, we actually got a couple of new dogs in. There's several. We just got 2 new puppies. So there's 2 more Labrador puppies there. Yeah, we're actually swimming in dogs right now, which actually sounds really fun. That sounds super cuddly. Swimming in dogs. Puppies, ideally, but swimming in dogs. That sounds like some overrated play, too. That sounds like that should be some off-Broadway, one-man show kind of thing. Swimming in dogs. Except it wouldn't have anything to do with dogs or swimming. It would be something about, I don't know, Vietnam or the stock market crash, something like that. Oh, Bristly got over their addiction thanks to Dave. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Okay, yeah, see, you got to do the Ray thing. You got to put the in-game up there. That's how this works here. Otherwise, I have no idea you're talking about RimWorld. Puppy pool. Yeah, exactly. Tooth's got it. Swimming in dogs. It sounds great. Interesting fan art would come up from the gameplay. And then many cries of puppies. What if a puppy was your CEO? I feel my workplace would be a lot more casual. I think we could dress down from business casual into just like shorts and a t-shirt at that point. That's just my thought, but that ain't gonna happen. I'm surprised we get away with business casual. I'm surprised it's not more formal where I am. I mean, I get why we do it, because it's basically what amounts to a medical setting. So you do have to move around a lot, and there's things that need to happen. No Patreon. No, we talked about this last week. Despite Penge's protestations, and Penge effectively nags me at doing Patreon, I haven't set it up yet. And there's two reasons for that. One, I'm very bad at accepting generosity. Ask Vosseros. I'm terrible at it. Ask a Nonapig. I'm terrible at accepting generosity. It becomes very awkward for me. I do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to not do it. But, and I don't mean to encourage people who shouldn't do it. I'm just awkward when it happens. It's just not how I was raised. It's not my family background. We're terrible at accepting generosity. We're kind of like, do everything for yourself and don't take help from anyone. The biggest reason I haven't done it is I want it to have value. I don't want it to just be, here's my Patreon, can I have $1? That's not how I'm going to roll. I want it to have some value to the patrons. Where something you see like Penge has Inside the Geek Cupboard, and I tune into that. That's a great value for a patron. And like, okay, I'm getting something different and cool for my contribution. So I don't want to just throw it up there and go, hey, can I have $1? I want it to have value for you guys, and that's going to take time. I have to take time to set that up and get a rhythm of how that was going to go. I think it's something, in all honesty, all comedy aside, I know. Cue my record scratch music, Vosseros. But all comedy aside, it's probably something that will happen in the near-ish future when I can find the time to do it. It is certainly something that I talked about, that I've talked to Penge about, talked to my wife about, all of this kind of stuff. So the short answer is no. The long answer is when I can put together something that gives people value, then I will do that. But it's not going to be just throwing up a page with my description and saying, hey, can I have $1? It's going to be like, hey, here's what you get. You get some value here. But my primary focus is always going to be the channel. So it's always going to be making sure I get videos out for you guys. Like the second I'm done with this, I have to frantically upload Crossroads because I didn't have time to do it before I started streaming. Mostly Vosseros because I had to put up censored bars over the entire video. I didn't realize there was that much graphic nudity in Crossroads Inn. I don't mean a little bit. I don't mean like The Sims. I mean like full on. You should. Like, I don't even know what to do with it, man. I was just not expecting that level of graphic detail is what I'm going to say there. Graphic detail. Thank you, Games. I appreciate that. There's a lot of help I need, Games. There's a lot of help I need. Not just in YouTube. Not just in YouTube. In many things. Have I ever thought of playing The Return of the Obra Dinn? Watched people play it. Didn't really do it for me. I took a look at it. I think I certainly watched Miniature Nerd play it. I think Civilian played that too, if I'm not mistaken. But and then I'm like, no, not really my thing. You also work for a game dev company. Wow, cool. Anyone we know? I mean, are you allowed to say? It's just a different world melt. Wait, what are we talking about? That sounds fun. Everything we're saying sounds fun. But there it is. I used to work for decades in the corporate world, and it was a very business dress forever. My hubs is IT, not an emphatic it, but IT. He goes to work in jeans and a t-shirt. It always makes me twitch. I think IT people get a pass because we are pretty strictly business casual. I know it says casual, but they're very strict to enforce exactly what casual means. But the IT guy gets a complete pass. I see him wandering around the halls in a t-shirt. Nobody is barking down his throat about, hey, you should put on a dress shirt or something more appropriate to our work environment. He just gets a complete pass. And I think it's just because, like, I'm going to draw a broad swath here. Like many IT people, he's a little scatterbrained, and he's sort of like Albert Einstein. I imagine Einstein must have been. He's just very good at what he's doing, but he's also like bumping into walls and things because he's just got a lot on his mind. So I think they just give him a pass and say, don't bother the IT guy. He gets a total pass. No, it's an indie company. Okay, hey McYagi, welcome. Oh McYagi, you've missed some stuff here. When you find the Salacious Stig statues, oh dear, are those equally graphic? Because I'm running out of censored bars here. Dyson Sphere is originally spoken of by Freeman Dyson as a swarm or mirrors and space habitats built around a star that can collect and use all of that star's energy. I'm actually retired from my real career. Okay, cool. What was your real career? I'm just for asking. They make us wear business dress will turn off the blinky lights. Yeah, you ain't wrong. Yeah, they leave you alone. They know who to leave alone. I traditionally Here's the thing about me and work. I will traditionally not take my jacket off all day. And I have kind of it's winter. I have a thick winter coat. Very nice Carhartt jacket that I love wearing. And, I'm sure most men here will agree, it's also my purse. A jacket is a guy's purse. It's got all the pockets, so it's got all my stuff in it. And I often will not take my jacket off all day. They haven't quite mastered climate control in my building, so it's not cold, but it's not warm. So I'm more comfortable wearing my jacket. I'm also a person who really, really likes to have an escape plan at all times. It's just kind of the way I am. I need to know I can leave at any point. It's just mentally how I'm wired. I need to know that wherever I am, I can walk away. It gives me peace and calmness to know I can walk out of a place. Doesn't mean I want to. I just need to know I can. So having a jacket on really kind of mentally calms me. It's almost like a comfort blanket of like, you could just leave. At any time of day, you could just leave. So I walk around the facility that I work in a winter jacket. I'm not saying it's like some big, bulky, poofy jacket. It's like a contractor winter jacket. Awesome jacket. Carhartt is the last good brand of clothing, in my opinion. And people really look at me sideways like that. And I'm totally disinclined to take my jacket off. I know people have said, why doesn't that guy ever take his jacket off? It's not really business casual if you're wearing your jacket all the time. Like, well, A, fix your climate control. B, no one's saying I can't, so I'm going to wear my jacket. Salacious Stig statues, that's fun to say, do have a tasteful fig leaf. Oh, good, good. The solid structure shown in the movies like Star Trek was not part of his design and would not be stabled. Dave just triggered me. Looking for workout pants with pockets is impossible. Right? For a guy, I don't know, maybe other guys don't agree. My jacket is my purse. That's where I put all my things. Now, I have a lot less things than Mrs. Dave does. Mrs. Dave has a bag or a purse or something like that. Although Mrs. Dave doesn't really have a lot of things. Actually, she really doesn't. She's not as traditionally girly about a purse or a bag. And sorry if girly is offensive to anyone, but, not a whole lot of men carry a purse. So I'm just calling it like I see it. If you do, cool. I have a nice little satchel that I wear when we go traveling. Anyway, that's not the point of this story. The point of the story is she actually doesn't have a lot of stuff, but she does occasionally take a purse when we're going for... Anyway, long story short, I got like 4 things that I need to carry with me at all times, and those are in my pockets. My jacket is my purse. That's what I'm saying. I'm just going out to my car, drives away. Nailed it, Anonapig. Absolutely nailed it. I need to know that I can. That's all. Not that I'm going to. I just need to know that I can. Especially where I'm working today in a job that isn't mine, which has been a huge adaptation. It's been a more challenging adaptation than I think I'm even willing to admit to myself. But I have basically worked for myself for 20 years. I was my own boss. I made my own rules. Now I have to follow somebody else's rules. And that's a lot more different for me than I anticipated it would be. Because in the time that I worked for myself, I worked, a part-time job working for someone else, but that was a little more casual. I was working for someone I went to high school with, so we were kind of friends. And the job, I enjoyed the job, so that was part of it. My job right now is what it is. It's a job. I go in and I do my job, and then I go home. I don't have any real attachment to it. Anyway, I need to know I can walk out. I need to know I can put my badge on the desk and walk out the door and go, no, I'm good. Thanks, guys. It's not that I'm going to. I just need to know that I can. Bristly has a man bag, mainly full of drugs. Okay, we'll move on from that. You are totally appropriate for this colony then, Bristly. Actually, not always. I've missed something from games. I always trust the older company. Oh, I'm missing all sorts of stuff in chat. Carhartt is good fashion. You see someone wearing Carhartt, you don't know if they're a student, a hipster, or a licensed forklift operator. Yeah, You're right. Carhartt is a little hipster. It's also one of the last good brands of clothing on the market where they actually put together a really decent piece of clothing that lasts you a long time. I'm going to tell you right now, you get your money's worth with Carhartt. I had a 20-year-old sweatshirt. Oh dear, therethere's a fire. I'm sure it'll work itself out. I had a 20-year-old sweatshirt, and the only reason I got rid of it is Mrs. Dave bought me a new one. And then she made me throw out the old one because it was the only thing that was really wrong with it is the cuffs were ratty. Like, the cuff around the wrist was ratty. Apart from that thing was mint after 20 years. And, however many washes it went through and whatever I did with it. Love me some Carhartt. Love me some Carhartt. There's Bristly Stranger's drug bag again. Home office the other day, and I was late for a Skype call with a client, and the camera accidentally... I was cold and wearing my caped, fluffy bathrobe, Barbara. I have a caped fluffy bathrobe, too. I'm not lying. I really do. I think I wore it once during my stream because I was out of the shower. I'm like, you know what? They're not looking at me. I'll just wear the bathrobe. Sorry, it's not a cape. It's a hooded one. I don't actually have a cape on it. Is this RimWorld or Vault 95? Indeed. Mostly pills, but now I have auto injectors too. Oh, good. Do you have auto stim packs? Even better. Oh, Bristly's rocking some stim packs. I like that. History of why women's clothes stopped having pockets is desire to sell purses. No lie there. Marketing thing in the late 1800s or early 1900s that introduced handbags. Much in the same way that the reason you're told to see your doctor, you're not your doctor, but your dentist twice a year, was a marketing campaign by a toothpaste company. And in combination with dentists. Because nobody really cared to go to the dentist unless they were having serious problems. Much like a doctor, you wouldn't go to the doctor unless you were having a problem. So they came up with this thing of brush your teeth twice a day, see your dentist twice a year. And that just stuck in people's heads. It was a brilliant marketing technique. Anyway, that's why you go and see your dentist twice a year now. Jedi bathrobe. Yeah, it's got a hood. It's really fluffy. I love it. I don't wear it nearly as much as I would. Or I would like to, rather. No pockets means more purses. Yeah, and that's why men's jackets are all pockets. All pockets. We know what we're doing. I need my stuff. And it all fits into pockets. Nothing is bigger than a pocket. And my Carhartt jacket has a lot of pockets. It has extra pockets. Mrs. Dave got it for me because she knows I'm into pockets. I like to put my things in my pockets. And she got me a Carhartt jacket that is nothing but pockets. It's awesome. And it's Carhartt, so it's nice and warm, and it's awesome, and it's very durable. It's almost like wearing a suit of armor that's really stylish and cool. My male coworkers couldn't figure out why I was insistent on having a locking drawer, having to find a secure place to store it. Yeah, that is kind of fussy. And hey, there's the other thing with me walking around wearing my jacket. I am my own security. I know exactly where my wallet is. I stopped... I wish I'd done it a million years ago. I stopped putting my wallet in my back pocket because I realized the source of most of my back pain is having a wallet in your back pocket. But yeah, I have my own security. Survival kit and blood clotting powder. Wow, you are fully prepared for the Fallout universe, Bristly. Fully prepared. Nice men's jacket. Yeah, Mrs. Dave has men's stuff that she has like men's style boots because they're really good boots. And she has a couple of jackets that are a little more diesel. But she also, not so much with the purses, but she is very feminine in her taste. So, there is some kind of useless clothing. In fact, she has a lot of useless clothing, and she admits it. She freely admits it, that it's not even clothing. It's like a strip of cloth, and somehow that's a shirt. I don't even know, when we sort laundry, I don't even know what some of her clothing is. Because I do the laundry in our house. I do the laundry in the Dave household. And sometimes she'll sort it after it's, washed and dried. And sometimes I sort it, and sometimes we do it together. There's legitimately one article of clothing of hers that I can think of that I pulled out of the dried, clean laundry, and I actually don't know what it is. I actually had to go to Mrs. Dave and go, where do I file this? Do I file this under shirt? Is this a shirt? Is this a scarf? Is this a skirt? I genuinely don't know. Apparently, it was some sort of scarf. I would have sworn it was a skirt or a shirt, but I actually had to ask her where to file it. So when you see Bristly Stranger, does that mean you have to ask, is that a survival kit in your pocket? I think Bristly's just ahead of the curve. I think Bristly's just prepared for the apocalypse. Wallet in the back pocket is bad feedback. Yeah, no lie. I wish I'd learned that 20 years ago. Either get one of those little clips or anything, but the worst case scenario is in the summer when I'm not wearing any kind of jacket. I just put it in my front pocket, which is still not ideal, but it's a hell of a lot better than your back pocket. I can't believe you're still going. I have no idea how I'm doing this, Bristly. I haven't the slightest idea. Okay, because this is actually a great way to wrap up the stream, because we are coming up on 2 hours, and I desperately need to get Crossroads uploaded, otherwise there's no video tonight. So this is actually why I am completely 100% exhausted. I was up at dark, not even at dawn. I was up in the dark to record with Bristly, and I enjoyed every moment of it. And I hope we'll do that again very, very soon. I've got some ideas, and I know you do too. And frankly, for not the technical difficulties, we would have got more done. So I was up in the middle of the night, really, to record with Bristly. It is now, I don't even know what time it is, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, my time? All right, I am still going. I am so overexhausted that I don't think I'm even tired anymore. And the whole point of that comes around to what I say at the end of every stream, which is I enjoy doing this with you guys so much. I have so much fun with this. I'm going to tell you right now, I had a garbage week. I had 100% a garbage week. It was a terrible week at work. I almost quit, to be honest. I almost quit, but then I remembered I'm a big boy and I have to have a job and I can't just walk out when something doesn't go my way. I had a garbage week at work. This has been, apart from time I spend with Mrs. Dave, this has been the most fun thing that I have done this entire week. And I look forward to it every single week. Ray's been up since 3:30 a.m. Yeah, but you got sheep. That's your own problem. You're off to a haircut after you end this. Off to the haircut you go then, sir. After which hair are you cutting? Ah, see what you did there, Ross Ross. That's why I'm still wired and going, and that's why, as exhausted as I am, I'm not going to turn around and say, "Oh, I'm really, really tired. I don't think I'll do the stream today." No, I want to hang out with you guys. I really genuinely want to hang out with you guys. I've been looking forward to this all week. And I'm going to tell you right now, at the end of a garbage week, this is the best thing that could be happening. Apart from spending time with Mrs. Dave, this is the most fun thing I do all week, and I look forward to it. And I really appreciate you guys coming out and giving me your time for this, because it genuinely means a lot to me. Mel, go tape time. Oh, it's quitting time. Who will take care of the blinky lights? Well, they'll blink in your absence. Or just, you know what, Mel, here's what you do. On your way out, just shut everything down. That way you know, when you come back, it'll be as you left it. Guys, I am going to get the heck out of here because I'm starving. Forget the hunger, forget the exhaustion thing. I am starving. Thank you so much, guys, for coming out. I really hope we'll see you next week. Better streams I've seen. Okay, it's the exhaustion thing. So, Bristly, just get me up at 5 a.m. on every Friday, and we can do this every damn Friday, mate. Guys, I am out of here. Thank you so much for coming by. Goodbye, and good